I'm the author of a book called Selling with Noble Purpose. And I work as a consultant, an executive coach. I'm a writer. I write for Harvard Business Review, and I do a lot of workshops and keynotes. And it's all around the concept of noble purpose. And it's based on the research that tells us companies with a purpose bigger than money outperform companies who just focus on sales targets. The way that you know is how you feel during your interactions with them. And so, simply put, an organization's noble purpose is how they make a difference to customers. Purpose is a hot topic these days, and a lot of people talk about wanting to serve the communities and customers and employees and all, and ESG, and all of those things are fine. But the true north of the company, your noble purpose, is how do you make a difference to customers? And how you know if a company has a purpose or doesn't have a purpose, the default purpose of most businesses left to chance becomes the money, the number. And there's nothing wrong with making money, but money is a lagging indicator. The financial performance is the result of how much you've improved lives for customers and how much they value that. So the way you know if a company has a noble purpose or not is when you interact with them, do you feel like a target and a means to achieve their goals, or do you feel like improving your life is why they exist? When they hear the phrase noble purpose, they think charity, philanthropic, and all those things are great, but that's not what I mean. The noble purpose methodology came about 15 years ago based on a research project I did with a big biotech company. And we wanted to identify what was the difference between the exceptional sales performers and the good sales performers. And the difference between a good sales rep and a bad sales rep, people know that. It's an easy to spot and codify set of skills. The good sales reps know their products. They actually make sales calls. We know all that. But the difference is between good and exceptional. And through this research for this biotech company, I was able to discern that there was a small select group of people who had a different true north. And sitting in their brains, their psychological center was to improve life for customers. This was a biotech company. This was a highly competitive financial environment. So we have rigor on the science, rigor on the numbers. So this thing I'm talking about, it sounds gauzy, but it's not. So that research and subsequent research revealed three things that are really important. Number one, salespeople who want to improve life for customers will outsell salespeople focused on targets and quotas. Now let's lift up a little bit. Organizations with a purpose bigger than money outperform the market by over 350%. Here's why. Two companies, one says, let's figure out how we can make more money. One says, let's figure out how we can improve life for customers. That second company is going to be playing a longer game. And the third thing is employees who have a sense of purpose and meaning in their job, who know that their work makes a difference, outperform their peers, they stay with the company longer, and they become advocates. And so it works on every level, a sales level, an organizational level, and an employee level. And so I've given you all the research, and you asked for my origin story. I don't want to see people waking up every day doing a job they don't care about. It breaks my heart. Biggest mistake people make about purpose is they think it is a proclamation instead of an activation. So they spend all this time and money, and they usually do it with an ad agency, which is a clue to how they're thinking about it. And they think it is a marketing message. Now, a great purpose statement can be a really good marketing message, but that in and of itself, how many times have we had bad service in a place that says, we love our customers? It's just words. The activation is how you interact with customers. And so I said the biggest mistake is they think of it as proclamation instead of activation. And it's obvious sometimes when you look at these purpose statements, we want to improve the world and be good citizens and blah, 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 blah. Quite simply, your purpose is how do you make a difference to customers? And so I'll give you an example of a not very sexy company that sold IT services. Their purpose was we help small businesses be more successful. That's it. But what needs to happen is product development needs to be sitting there going, how can we make small businesses more successful? Sales in every sales call needs to be saying, how can I make this business more successful? So it becomes the true north of every group within the company. And the place where it gets lost the most, probably is no coincidence that Selling with Noble Purpose was the best-selling book. Sales is where it gets lost. Because companies will talk about purpose and we want to change the world and we want to improve life for customers. And then when it comes to their sales team, they go, you guys need to hit the number. And so I want to be really clear here. The money matters, the numbers matter, but the money is always a lagging indicator. It is the result of the belief of your team that has to believe our work makes a difference to customers. And then the behavior of your team that finds the right customers, that closes business in a way that the customers see the value. And then the money is the lagging indicator. Trying to motivate salespeople with money is like trying to motivate teachers with test scores. It's the lagging indicator. Sometimes when people find out that I wrote Selling with Noble Purpose, they think I'm against commission sales. Let's lay that to rest. Oh, no, 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 I'm not. I have been a commission salesperson. I have been a VP of sales, and I own my own business now. We create a false dichotomy oftentimes between the noble purpose, the meaning, and the money. They actually are linked. And when it comes to sales teams, most of the top salespeople you've probably met, the money matters to them. That's the scorecard. But if you dig underneath it and say, tell me about a time you made a difference to customers, they'll give voice to that. And so you want to avoid creating a false dichotomy. And so what you want to do is shift the narrative for a sales organization. Instead of saying, we're going to hit the number, we're going to hit the number. Yeah, we are going to hit the number. But you want to say, here's how we made a difference to customers. Here's how we improved 10,000 people's lives. And next year it's going to be 15,000. And the result is going to be this much money. So it's a positioning thing. And I don't mean to be that in a manipulative way. It is like telling a group of students, we're going to learn this subject, we're going to master it, we're going to crush it, and our test scores will reflect it. So you're actually giving voice to it in the order in which it actually happens. And the problem people make with salespeople is they beat them about the head with the number, and you'll get some action on that, you will. But what we find is you'll get a very transactional relationship with customers. Because if you're telling salespeople, all you are is a number to me, they're going to go out and take that out to customers. That same sensibility. We'll talk about the younger generation and say that they want more purpose. And what I would say is there's a twofold answer. Everyone wants purpose and meaning in life. You can go back to Aristotle's writings. It is a force of human nature. We want to make a difference. The distinction in the younger generation is they won't work without it. A lot of the rest of us have this yearning to make a difference. We all want to, and some people became teachers and social workers, and others of us said, well, I think I'll have to earn a paycheck for my family. And we thought we would find that sense of purpose in climbing the corporate ladder. And some of us did. You know, I climbed for a while and then I went out on my own. The difference is this younger generation was a group of people raised by parents like me who told them, you're special. You're going to change the world. And they believed us. Like my parents never told me I was going to change the world. They were nice. And so the thing that you have to understand, once we get beyond food and shelter, human beings have two fundamental needs, belonging and significance. We want to be part of something bigger than ourselves, and we want to know our contribution matters. And that transcends age, race, culture, everything. What we know is that the younger generation is giving more voice to that than the rest of us did. What we also know, and I've worked inside a lot of large corporations, when you infuse this sense of purpose and meaning, it becomes a force multiplier because you can do the ping pong tables and the paid time off and the this and all these culture things. But what erodes our spirit is not work. It's meaningless work. So when you infuse that into a culture, the whole tone, every age, it all changes. If you want to become a noble purpose company, whether you have 2 people or 2,000 or 25,000 or whatever the number is, you need to answer 3 questions. And this can be done if you're sitting in the CEO seat or if you have a team. The 3 questions are, how do we make a difference? How does the thing that we do, the thing that we sell, the thing that people pay us for, how does that make a difference? And really dig deep. Go beyond your standard, we provide end-to-end services. Like, that's boring. That's sanitized. How does our offering impact people? And then what's the ripple effect? If you sell accounting services, it helps them sleep at night. Really think about the impact. So how do I make a difference? And it's not a one-word answer. It's a couple sentences. The next thing is, how do we do it differently? So back to the accounting firm, the one that we worked with, they don't have different accounting practices than anybody else. They decided we care more. So it can be quantitative, it can be qualitative, it can be some product advantages. Probably some of it needs to be emotive. So how do we make a difference? How do we do it differently? And then ask everybody that works there, yourself included, on your best day, what do you love about your job? And I guarantee you, on your best day, someone says, I love it when everything comes together. Say, why? And they will tell you, because I see how much it matters. So if you can answer those 3 questions, and again, it's not a one-word answer. I wrote a book, it gives you instructions in how to come up with your purpose statement. But if you do nothing else, ask those 3 questions, look at the answers, and that's the culture that you want to be infusing on a daily basis with stories about how we did it, with our aspirations to do it more. That becomes the psychological and emotional center of your organization. Cultures are communicated with stories. All the great religions of the world have a book of stories, and all have a tradition of telling stories about when they were living their highest level purpose. And so we teach a technique we call customer impact stories. And it's true stories about how your company, using the thing that you sold, made a difference to customers. Because it's not the time we gave to charity. That's great. It's not the, whatever thing somebody did when somebody was sick. That's great too. But what people need to see is the thing that we do matters. The thing that we do makes a difference. And the stories are both the reminder and the proof point. This is who we are on our best day.